You know that feeling, the one where your heart is heavy, your dreams feel out of reach, and no matter how hard you try, it seems like life keeps knocking you down. I know that feeling. We all do. But let me tell you something. Those moments, the ones that break you, the ones that make you want to quit, those are the moments that shape you. Because failure is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the pressure that creates diamonds, the fire that forges steel, and the pain that builds resilience. And the truth? The only difference between the people who make it and the people who don't? It's not talent, not luck, not connections. It's the refusal to give up. The power of never giving up is not just a mindset. It's a decision. A decision to fight when you're exhausted, to rise when you've fallen, and to believe in yourself even when no one else does. So let's talk about how you can take how you can own failure and turn it into the very thing that leads you to success. Here's what you need to know. If you take away just one thing today, let it be this. Let me break it down for you. These are the game changers. Every time you fail, you have two choices. Let it define you or let it teach you. Most people see failure as the end, as proof that they aren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But what if I told you that failure isn't proof of your limits, it's proof that you're pushing them? That every misstep, every rejection, every so-called defeat is actually a sign that you're in motion, that you're growing, that you're on the path to something bigger. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't fall once and decide, well, I guess walking isn't for me. They get up again and again without even questioning it. They don't judge themselves. They don't label themselves as failures. They just keep trying because they don't know any different. But somewhere along the way, we grow up and we start believing that if something doesn't work out the first time, or the second, or the 10th, then maybe it just isn't meant for us. That is a lie. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail the most and learn the fastest. They understand that failure is not a dead end, it's a detour, a course correction, a lesson wrapped in pain. Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb, failed over 10,000 times before he got it right. Can you imagine failing 10,000 times? Most people give up after one. But when asked about his failures, he didn't say, I failed 10,000 times. He said, I've found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's the difference. That's the mindset that separates success from stagnation. Failure is feedback. It's information. It's the universe, life, or whatever you believe in telling you, not this way, try again. It's a test asking, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to adjust? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to keep going when it's hard, when it's humiliating, when it feels impossible? And let's be honest, failure hurts. It stings. It can shake your confidence and make you question everything. But pain has a purpose. Growth is uncomfortable, and real transformation requires struggle. If you avoid failure, you avoid growth. You stay the same. And staying the same means staying stuck. The problem is we've been conditioned to fear failure. From a young age, we're taught that mistakes are bad, that getting things wrong is embarrassing, that failure means we're not good enough. But what if we rewired that thinking? What if instead of fearing failure, we embraced it? What if instead of seeing it as something to avoid, we saw it as the key to success? Look at any great athlete, any legendary entrepreneur, any person who has ever made history. They all have one thing in common. They failed repeatedly. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before someone took a chance on Harry Potter. Imagine if they had let failure stop them. Imagine if they had taken rejection as proof that they weren't good enough. The truth is, the only way you can truly fail is by giving up. Because as long as you're trying, as long as you're learning, as long as you're moving forward, you are still in the game. Every failure brings you closer to success if you let it. So the next time you fail, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I'm getting better. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as the beginning of something greater. Because if you're failing, it means you're trying. And if you're trying, it means you still have a chance to win. Failure is not final, it's fuel, it's feedback, and if you use it right, it will lead you exactly where you're meant to be. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your greatest enemy. Every single day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, your mind is feeding you thoughts. Some are empowering, but many are not. The question is, which ones are you choosing to believe? Because here's the truth. Success starts in your head before it ever shows up in your life, before you see any results, before you even take the first step. You have to believe it's possible. If you don't, you've already lost. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It determines how you respond to failure, how you handle setbacks, and whether you get back up when life knocks you down. Most people think success is about talent, intelligence, or luck. But look around. There are plenty of talented, smart, and lucky people who never make it. Why? Because they don't have the mindset to keep going when things get hard. And things will get hard. Life will test you. The question is, do you have the mental strength to push through? Your brain is wired for survival, not success. It wants to keep you safe. It wants to avoid discomfort, failure, and risk. That's why the second you try to do something big, start a business, go after a dream, change your life, your mind will start whispering, what if I fail? I'm not good enough. Other people have it easier. Maybe this just isn't for me. But here's the game changer. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Your thoughts are not facts. They are patterns. Patterns created by your past experiences, your fears, and your insecurities. And the only way to break those patterns is to challenge them. Think about it. If someone spoke to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would you tolerate it? Would you stay friends with someone who constantly told you you're not smart enough, you'll never make it, why even try? Of course not. So why do you allow yourself to talk to you that way? You have to rewire your mind. You have to train it to work for you, not against you. That starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Catch yourself when you start to spiral into self-doubt, negativity, or fear, and then replace those thoughts with something stronger. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I am learning how to do this. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I am becoming the person I need to be. Instead of, what if I fail, say, what if I succeed? This isn't just positive thinking, it's science. Your brain believes what you tell it most often. If you repeat a thought enough times, it becomes a belief, and your beliefs shape your reality. Think about athletes. The best in the world don't just train their bodies, they train their minds. They visualize winning before they ever step onto the field. They see themselves succeeding before it happens, because if they don't believe it's possible, they've already lost. Now apply that to your life. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't think you can do it, why would the universe, God, or whatever you believe in give you the opportunity? Success starts inside you. It starts with the decision that you are capable, worthy, and strong enough to figure it out. And let's be clear, this doesn't mean you'll never have doubts. Everyone does. The difference between successful people and those who stay stuck is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward anyway. It's waking up every day and choosing to believe in yourself, even when you have no proof, even when it feels impossible, even when everything in you wants to quit. Because here's the thing. If you don't control your mindset, it will control you. It will keep you small. It will keep you stuck. It will keep you from living the life you were meant to live. But the moment you take control, the moment you start feeding your mind with thoughts that empower you instead of limit you, everything changes. Your mindset is your greatest asset. Protect it, train it, strengthen it, because the way you think will determine the way you live. We live in a world obsessed with big wins. We celebrate overnight success, viral moments, and massive achievements, but we rarely talk about what actually got those people there. Small, consistent actions. The truth is, success isn't about one huge breakthrough. It's about 1,000 tiny steps that most people overlook. Think about it. When you see someone at the top of their game, a millionaire entrepreneur, a world-class athlete, a best-selling author, you're seeing the result, not the process. You don't see the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the failures, the doubts, the moments they wanted to quit but didn't. And that's why so many people give up too soon. They expect fast results, and when they don't get them, they assume they're failing. But success doesn't work like that. It's built on the back of small daily wins. And if you focus on those, if you commit to progress over perfection, you will go further than you ever imagined. Let's take fitness as an example. Imagine two people, both wanting to get in shape. One person goes all in, 2-hour workouts, extreme dieting, and all or nothing mentality. The other person commits to just 20 minutes a day. Who do you think will last longer? The one doing small, consistent actions, not the one trying to sprint to the finish line. Because here's what usually happens. The first person burns out. They go too hard, too fast, and when they don't see results right away, they quit. But the second person, they stick with it. And over time, those 20-minute workouts add up. Now apply that to any area of your life. Want to write a book? You don't need to write 50 pages in one night. Start with 1 page a day. Want to start a business? You don't need to have it all figured out today. Just take the next step. Want to build confidence? You don't need to change who you are overnight. Start with small promises to yourself. Wake up when you say you will. Follow through on commitments and show up for yourself, even in the smallest ways. Most people never reach their goals because they focus on how far they have to go instead of just taking the next step. They get overwhelmed by the big picture and forget that every big achievement is just a series of small actions stacked on top of each other. Think about compound interest. If you invest a little bit every single day over time, it grows into something massive. But if you stop and start, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you never build momentum. The same is true for success. It's not about making massive leaps. It's about showing up every day and doing the work even when it feels like nothing is happening. And that's where most people struggle. They expect immediate results. They want to see progress now, but success isn't instant. It's slow, it's messy, and it requires patience. The people who win are the ones who stay in the game long enough for their efforts to compound. Let's talk about the 1% rule. If you improve just 1% every day, whether in your work, your health, your mindset, that small improvement doesn't just add up. It multiplies. Over time, it creates a massive shift. But if you wait for motivation, if you wait for the perfect moment, if you keep starting and stopping, you stay exactly where you are. That's why consistency beats intensity. It's why small wins build big success. Because when you focus on small actions, you create habits. And habits are what shape your life. So ask yourself, what's one small thing you can do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the truth is, the people who succeed aren't the ones who make the biggest moves. They're the ones who take small, intentional steps every single day, until one day they look back and realize just how far they've come. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's something you build. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. The problem is, most people don't train for adversity. They expect life to be smooth, and when things go wrong, when challenges show up, when failure hits, they crumble. Not because they're weak, but because they never built the mental toughness to withstand it. Think about physical strength. You don't walk into a gym, lift the heaviest weight once, and suddenly become strong. You start small, you push your limits little by little, and over time, those small efforts create real power. Resilience works the same way. You don't wake up one day unshakable. You become unshakable by facing challenges, by dealing with setbacks, and by refusing to let them break you. Life is going to test you. That's a guarantee. You will face moments where you want to quit, where everything feels stacked against you, where nothing seems to be working. And in those moments, you have a choice: give in or get stronger. Most people choose to give in. They see obstacles as stop signs. They take failure personally. They assume that struggle means they're not meant for something. But successful people, they see obstacles as opportunities. They don't avoid struggle, they embrace it. Because they know that every challenge is an opportunity to build resilience, to train that mental muscle that will carry them through the next storm. Think about the hardest thing you've ever gone through. Maybe it was a heartbreak, a job loss, a failure so big it shook your confidence. At the time, it probably felt unbearable. But look at you now. You survived it, you learned from it, and whether you realize it or not, that experience made you stronger. That's resilience. It's the ability to take a hit and keep moving forward. The problem is we live in a world that makes it easy to quit. If something is hard, we have a million ways to escape, distractions, excuses, shortcuts. But nothing great comes from avoiding discomfort. If you want to build real resilience, you have to lean into the hard things, not away from them. So how do you actually train resilience? First, change how you see failure. Most people see failure as proof that they aren't good enough, but resilient people see it as feedback. They understand that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every failure is teaching you something. Every setback is strengthening you. The only way you truly fail is by giving up. Second, train yourself to handle discomfort. That means doing things that push you, that challenge you, that stretch you beyond your comfort zone. It can be as simple as taking a cold shower, waking up earlier than you want to, doing the hard task first instead of putting it off. These little things may not seem like much, but they train your brain to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And when life throws real challenges at you, you'll be ready. Third, control your mindset. Resilience isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing your response when things aren't fine. It's about recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you react to it. Every challenge gives you two choices. Focus on what's wrong or focus on what you can do. Resilient people choose the second option. They focus on solutions, on learning, on growth. And finally, remember this: resilience isn't about never breaking, it's about never staying broken. There will be moments where you feel like you can't take one more hit. That's normal. But resilience means you don't stay down. You rest if you need to, you regroup, and then you get back up. Every time you do that, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Resilience is not built in comfort, it's built in struggle. And every time life knocks you down, you have an opportunity to let it weaken you or to let it make you unstoppable. Train for the hard moments, because they will come. And when they do, you'll be ready. Think about this for a moment. There's a version of you in the future who has everything you've ever wanted. They've accomplished the goals you dream about. They've overcome the challenges that seem impossible right now. And they've built the life that at this moment might feel out of reach. But here's the thing. That version of you is counting on you right now to make the right choices. The future you, the stronger, wiser, more successful you, doesn't just appear out of nowhere. They're created by the decisions you make today, by the habits you build, by the actions you take when no one is watching. Every single thing you do right now is shaping the person you become. But most people don't think about this. They live as if their future is something that just happens to them, like it's outside of their control. They say things like, I hope things get better. I wish I had more motivation. Maybe one day I'll have the life I want. But that's not how it works. Your future is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Think about it like planting a tree. If you plant the seed today, water it, and take care of it in a few years, you'll have a strong, thriving tree. But if you wait, if you keep saying, I'll do it later, if you never take action, you'll wake up one day and realize you've wasted years. And the worst part, you'll still be in the same place, wishing you had started sooner. Your future self is watching you. They are waiting for you to step up, to make the hard choices, to push through the discomfort, to stop making excuses, and to start becoming the person you were meant to be. Every time you decide to do what's easy instead of what's necessary, you are letting them down. So ask yourself, are you making decisions that your future self will thank you for? Or are you making choices that will leave them disappointed? If you want to be healthier in the future, you need to start making healthier choices now. If you want to be financially free, you need to start managing your money now. If you want to be more confident, more skilled, more successful, it starts with what you do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. And here's the hard truth. Most people won't do this. Most people will keep waiting. They'll wait for motivation. They'll wait for the perfect time. They'll wait until they feel ready. But the people who actually succeed, they don't wait. They start before they feel ready. They take action even when it's uncomfortable, even when they're scared, even when they don't have all the answers. Because success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about consistently choosing to do the things that move you forward, even when you don't feel like it. Think about someone you admire, someone who has achieved something incredible. Do you think they had it easy? Do you think they never doubted themselves, never struggled, never felt like giving up? Of course not. The difference between them and most people is that they made choices that aligned with their goals. They didn't just wish for success. They worked for it every single day. And here's the best part. Your future self is not waiting for perfection. They're just waiting for progress. They don't need you to have it all figured out. They just need you to start, to take one step, to do one small thing today that moves you closer to your goals. Because every small action compounds. Every good decision builds momentum. Every time you push yourself a little further, you are rewriting your future. So stop thinking about how far you have to go and start focusing on what you can do today, not next year, not when things feel easier, today, because the choices you make right now, they are shaping the life you'll be living years from now. Your future self is counting on you. Don't let them down.